So it's the start of a brand new season and we've got plenty of new players to introduce you to. So let's get started with it, shall we? Hello and welcome back to Season 2 of The Real Deal. We're back and we've got a lot of new players to take you through, and hopefully I think we should be in shouts of playoffs this season with this new squad that we've got. Now I think we've done pretty well so far with recruitment. I think the board are quite happy. If we look at like club issues right now, you can see that we have these club philosophies, develop the club's youth players and sign first players, young players for the first team. As you can see, we are maxed out at 100% on both of these right now. So the board clearly very, very happy with me right now. So we've had a long pre-season, a lot of games to get these players fit. We had some decent results. We lost 4-3 to Real Madrid and lost 3-2 to Athletic Bilbao, obviously in the league above us. So they were decent results, especially when you look at Real Madrid. I think they were playing a pretty full strength side in that game. Like Bale was there, Ronaldo was there, Asensio was there. They all played like 30 minutes or 45 minutes rather. But we still only lost 4-3, which is pretty good. The only game I was slightly worried about in this entire thing was the Valladolid game, where we lost 1-0 in a friendly to them. Obviously, they're in our league, and we should be trying to beat them this season. But other than that, I think we can be happy, especially with that draw against Napoli as well. That was pretty cool. Anyway, that's sort of what pre-season was. These are what the new players can sort of achieve. So let's show you through these new players. As you can see, there's been a lot of deals. Not everyone here is going into the first team. A lot of them are going into like the reserves or the B team rather, and things like that. So I'll take you through it. It's sort of like a bit of an order. You're not going to see everyone here because a lot of them won't really be bothered yet too much. On the outside though, two big players have left the club. Sal Beron has gone for £500,000 to a team in Mexico that I'm not going to try and pronounce. He was sort of surplus to requirements, didn't really feature too much towards the end of last season, was getting on a little bit as well and was on an awful lot of money, so he has gone and left the club. Mossa also gone to Tenerife for £150,000. He was like our worst left back. And we had three of them, so we had to get rid of one of them, and Mossa was the one to go for £150,000. So we've made £650k, which is pretty cool so far. Other players to leave: Mariga, we knew about already, he was signing on a free transfer to Verona, and Felix has gone out on loan this season. He's going to be a bit surplus requirements up front this year, so he's gone out on loan to get some experience. There were quite a few released players as well. Tocci was the main one, really. I don't think anyone else is particularly interesting there. Tocci's gone. Fernandez did sign a new contract in the end on a one-year deal on quite a cheap one, so he stayed around a bit as well. But other than that, let's get on to these ins then. I'm going to show you the players that I've put into the first side. There's a few of these guys that are in like the B team under 19s, as I said before. So I'll just show you the guys that have gone into the first team. That way it'll cut things down a little bit and we can introduce you to the other players as and when we need to. So first up, Victor Pastrana comes in as a winger on either side. On the left-hand side of the wing mostly, but can play on that right as an inside forward or inverted winger and things like that. So he looks pretty decent so far. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, 21 years old. Came in from Vigo. He's been at Alcorcom on loan a few places as well and played a few games in the first division last year for Vigo. So he looks like a pretty decent prospect. Got a few decent stats on him. He's going to be sort of back up to Aaron this year when we do play wingers. If we do play wingers, I think we'll probably stick to the diamond formation more this season, but we will play wingers as and when we need to as well. As I say though, got some decent technicals. Mentals could be a little bit better. So could his physicals, but he's only 21 years old. He's only ever going to improve. Next up, centre-back David Subies comes in. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. And again, where his technicals matter, heading, marking, tackling as a central defender, they're pretty decent. His physicals could be a bit better, especially like the jumping reach and things like that, but that will only improve. He's only 19 years old, as you can see here. Capped at under 19 level for Spain as well, which is cool. Got some great determination as well, which is what I love to see in players. So hopefully he will actually achieve that potential and do pretty well for himself. He came in from Zaragoza after being there all his career. Couldn't really break into their third side. Was in the B team for a little bit and played a little bit for them, but didn't really have too much. And obviously, they didn't rate him too much. So we have gladly taken him on board with that 5-star potential at 19 years old. He's going to get to 4 stars at least, I reckon. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this season. Next up, if you remember him from last episode, Raul de Thomas joins the club. He scored 2 goals against us last episode for Rayo Vallecano. So he comes in as a much needed striking option, but also as an attacking midfielder as well. So he's more of a supporting role, I think. Trequartista, false 9, can be a poacher as well. I see him more in a supporting role this season, but he has come in from Real Madrid actually, was on loan at Vallecano last season. 16 goals and 40 appearances was pretty decent, more than our top goal scorer last year, so he already has that good credentials and goal scoring history. As you can see, he got 14 goals for Valladolid a few seasons ago as well. Played in the Madrid B and C sides, never broke into the first team that I can see. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's been trained by the best, obviously, at Madrid, and I think it could be a decent addition to the squad. Yusuf Diarra also comes in, 19 years old, Malayan attacking midfielder, very good attacking midfielder by looks of things. 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. So he's got that potential to be a top division player. It just depends if he gets there, of course. His technicals and his physicals look pretty good, but mentals obviously have got a little bit more to develop, especially these ones down here, off the ball positioning, teamwork and stuff like that. But at 19 years old, again, he's going to get better with game time and things like that. He'll probably start most of the season as attacking midfielder. He's not quite as good as Aaron in that attacking midfield position, but his potential is great. And I kind of want to use him in that potential and things like that. So we'll sort of alternate him and Aaron, I think, in that attacking midfield position we use them. He's come in from Athletic Bilbao after they snapped him up from some Spanish regional sides. Played 16 games for them last year in their B team in the league below us, which is pretty cool. So he seems to have done alright. I'd like to give him a chance this season in this division, but of course, if he doesn't really do it, we've got Aaron there as well. He can do the bits. As you can see, a bit of a theme emerging right now. Oyan Sanset joins the club as a central midfielder, as a deep line player. We can sort of play anything, if I'm honest with ourselves here. He's really good at everything, but most naturally a deep line playmaker in the centre of the pitch there. 18 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He will get a lot of game time this year as we look to develop him, because I think he could really start to improve pretty quickly. He comes in again from Bilbao with his mate, so again played a lot of games for Bilbao C and Bilbao B. So he's got some first team football under his belt, especially in the league below last year, which is alright. So I think he's ready to make that step up as a sort of a fringe player. Welshman Jordan Williams comes into the squad from Liverpool of all teams as well. He plays as a centre-back or a CDM, and I think we're going to use him more as a CDM this year and move full in back to that central defender role. He's got some good stats in him, really good physicals and mentals, I've got to say. His technicals, where they matter, are good, but he could have a little bit better in some of those areas as well. I'd like to see his tackling get up a little bit more as well on the ground. He's a ball-winning fielder. 22 years old, he has got time to improve a bit more as well, but probably won't be the best. He's definitely a decent addition to the squad. I think Fulham was a little bit wasted last year at CDM. Although he's the best CDM we've got, I think he was a little bit wasted there. So Jordan Williams is going to come in and sort of fill that gap. As I say, he comes in from Liverpool after having loans at Rochdale and Swindon in recent years in League One. I think he's a pretty solid player that will do very well for us in this division if we get promoted. Might not be the best player, but I think for this division he's going to be absolutely quality. Next up is Felipe Carvalho. He comes in on loan from Seville as a central midfielder. Plays as a Mazzala or a box-to-box midfielder. So we've got some decent options with him. He's got some really good stats across the board actually. I really like what he's got. 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. As I say, on loan from Seville for just this season. Not playing him any wages though, which is good for our finances of course. Was at Saint Etienne last year in France and a decent season with Seville B the year before as well. So he's got experience at this level, which is what we really need as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs this year. Jeremy Galernot comes in as a third choice striker this year. Comes in as a poacher, 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. So he's got room to grow and develop. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does develop this season when we give him chances in game. 20 years old from Switzerland, got 6 under-21 caps for Switzerland, which is pretty cool. He comes in from Barcelona, actually, of all sides, although he was at Servette for quite a few years. So he's got Barcelona training, but obviously didn't quite think he was good enough. So we've snapped him up on a free transfer after he was released. Another central midfielder in on loan is Ander Guevara. 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. On loan from Real San Sebastian, so that's Real Sociedad he comes in from. Plays as a central midfielder, but sort of can do Carrilla and box-to-box as well. Not quite as good as the other chap we've brought in, but it's still got some decent stats on him and comes in as a pretty solid rotation option, I think, in the midfield. Been at Sociedad his entire career, although hasn't really had many opportunities. So hopefully this year we can step up and he can start to put in some decent performances that will really start to improve his potential. The penultimate transfer, Galarreta, is back once again from Barcelona. He impressed me last season, so I thought we'd get him in on loan once again for another season. We're paying him a bit of money per week, but that's alright, we can afford it. And of course we know he's a decent player as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he can just improve on his performances from last season. And finally, the first choice striker we've got this year, Anthony Lozano, is back after winning the World Cup with Honduras. And I'm joking about that bit. He went to the World Cup with Honduras, they won a game, but didn't get past the group stages. He's back on loan though, which is fantastic stuff. Played really well for us last year. 10 goals in 18 appearances, which is pretty good going. 7 assists as well, 4 player of the match, 7.19 rating. What is not to like about that? We had to get him back once again, so I'm very excited to say Lozano is back. Welcome back, Lozano. Hopefully he can triple that tally and get us promoted. So of course that wasn't quite everyone. Most of these players are in the first team, but a few of them are in the B team as well. There's no point really showing you them yet because they're not going to feature for a while yet. So when they do feature, we will show you them, but otherwise this episode would go on for so long if I showed you everyone on this list. So they're the signings, and this is the formation we're going for in the first game of the season. We're playing Sabadell, who were promoted last season from their division, so we're playing a newly promoted side, so it should be an easy win for us today. But of course, it never really is it? Juan Carlos keeps himself in goal from last season. He signed a new contract, so he's impressed to stay at the club. Varela, Fullin, Carlos Hernandez and Johannesson make a pretty unchanged back line from last season, actually. I would have liked to maybe get someone else in at the back who is a little bit better, but I do have trust in these boys, and they are pretty decent. Fullin is the best centre-back in the league, apparently, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs at centre-back this season. Williams comes in as that ball-winning midfielder then in place of Fullin. Hopefully he'll have a good game today. I'm expecting big things from him. Garoletta and Guevara are that midfield partnership today. Where's the other guy I've got on loan? Caballo's injured actually for a little while. He's still out for another week or so he can't play today. Got injured in one of the last games or pre-season friendlies. So it's him and Guevara in there today. Diarra starts as that attacking midfielder. Going to give him the chance to shine today instead of Aaron. And then, of course, Lozano and De Thomas start up front as a complete forward and Trequartista. So here we go. Kickoff is upon us in the first game of the season. And I know there's a lot of transfers and it's going to take you a bit of time to remember them. Also, I've changed everyone's squad numbers as well this season, so that's also going to confuse you quite a bit. But let me know what you think of our transfers so far. Who do you like? Who do you not like? Who do you think is going to shine? And who do you think is going to be the biggest flop? So the first highlight of the game, 3 minutes into it, comes towards us. Lozano puts a cross in towards De Thomas, although it was headed away and Garoletta does collect the loose ball though. Diarra now back out towards Varela, who can put a decent cross in into Guevara, who just has a shot from the edge of the area, unfortunately over the bar. Instantly though, another highlight for us. Williams now on the ball after that throw, and he puts a great cross in, and Lozano scores the first goal of the league season for Real Oviedo. A fantastic cross from a new young Welshman. Lozano is just there to do what he's always been doing for us and nods it home. So good stuff, already 1-0, a better start than last season of course. There's a few new sides in the league of course actually. I'll just show you the table very quickly. Who is new? Sabadell's new, Ponferrada's new. This team that's got lots of accents are new as well, and I think Meridia are new as well, and of course Las Palmas got relegated, as did Alvarez, and Leganes got relegated as well. As we've just scored another one in the background there. Diarra has just got it. Let me just rewind that. Let's watch the highlight again. Guevara has the ball on the edge of the area. He puts his cross in. Johannesson doesn't quite win it. Diarra then goes out and wins it. Puts a cross in towards Garoletta. It's sort of headed around and goes all the way back out the other side to Varela, who then puts it in the area, and Diarra makes a huge run from the edge of the area onto that. He wanted that all day and he grabs his goal on his debut. So what I was trying to say is there's quite a few new sides in the table. Sporting Gijon, they got promoted last season in the playoffs, so unfortunately our biggest rivals got promoted, which is a little bit annoying. However, hopefully we can join them pretty soon in the La Liga, or maybe they'll get relegated and we won't get promoted. So maybe we'll see them next season. Maybe we won't. Diarra has just scored an absolute thumper of a goal on the 18-minute mark. We're already 20 minutes into the season and we're already 3 points up, 3 goals ahead. What am I trying to say? We're winning. Well, I think today's performance is already more convincing than every single performance from last season. I'm not going to lie to you. 10 shots in 28 minutes, 0 shots to them. We're 3-0 up. It's good going. Our 3 shots on target, I'll have you know, are the ones that have gone the back of the net. That's also a good sign. Sabadell trying to come forward now though, although Falling gets in the way of that ball, but they've still got possession now as they try and come forward down this left-hand side of the pitch. Afif puts the ball into their man, who does manage to head it home. Their first shot of their season, and their first shot on target goes in the back of the net, which again, a little bit annoying on our point there defensively. They've had 1 shot, they've scored it. We should be doing better than that really, but it doesn't matter too much because we scored 3 ourselves. Oh, and what a debut he's having as well. Diarra has picked up a knock, a pulled groin apparently, so he's forced off the pitch. Aaron can come on instead, and he'll be fine with that. We'll put him as a more, do we put a more supporting role? We'll make it, yeah, we'll leave him as an attack, it'll be fine. Diarra did fine attacking midfielder on attack, so I'm sure Aaron will do the same. That is an unfortunate blow for him. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. He has put in a really good performance so far, but Aaron will probably be loving this right now because I'm sure he wants that game time. Of course, Aaron was our top goal scorer last season, so he's going to feel hard done by not being put into the squad on the first day of the season. Free kick for us then. Aaron nearly puts it in right at the start of the second half. We won that free kick and Aaron has the chance to put us 4-1 up. Unfortunately though, his free kick just slightly off target. On the grounds that we're doing pretty well then, I think we're going to make an early substitute. We're going to bring on Sunset, who is the youngster, of course, in midfield. He looks pretty good. So we're going to bring him on instead of Garaletta on the pitch today. The Thomas not doing particularly well out there. 6.5 rating. We're also going to bring on I can't even pronounce his name. I look at that. I just don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Jeremy is pretty easy, but then I can't remember how I said it when I introduced you to him the first time round. Guillermi not? Guila not? I mean, it is beyond me. So for now, we're just going to call him Jeremy because I feel like it's a little bit easier. But if someone's got a better nickname, please do let me know in the comment section. So Jeremy's going to come on for the Thomas, although he'll go more as a target man and support, I believe. We'll put him like that for now. Hopefully those two changes will help us extend our lead and also show to the board that we really are giving these youngsters a chance out there. Unfortunately, though, Sabadell coming forward, we do make the tackle actually. Now Jeremy has a chance to put the ball forward to Lozano. Lozano in through to Aaron. Aaron's through, but his shot was absolutely atrocious. Calling out for Sabadell. They put it in, although we've headed it away. Who's that? Aaron didn't really want to win that ball. Fran picks it up. And now Sabadell have a chance to put the cross in. It's headed away just about, but put back in the area. Juan Carlos pushed it onto the crossbar, but it went back in. And that was some poor defensive play there from us, actually. And our 3-0 lead has been brought down to 3-2 now. And now they've got a free kick straight after this. They're playing it around quite nicely. I thought they were about to do it then. Fortunately, they didn't. They're still pretty rubbish. So I say rubbish. They scored 2, but we're still winning, so it's all right. Big attendance today, 18,000 with 9 away fans from Sabadell. The Spanish fans don't seem to like away days, do they? They really don't like it. I've never seen a huge away attendance. I don't know if that's because it's just like not in the Spanish culture of football to go to away games, or like we literally only give them 9 tickets for the away fans or something like that. I don't know. Free kick for us though. Aaron puts it into the area. Wasn't very good. Cleared away, but he gets it back. He puts it back in, but unfortunately too close to the goalkeeper there. He's got a chance now to show his distribution, although it's not the best as Carlos Hernandez just about got there first, but was tackled. Johannesson clears up or collects the loose ball and puts it up towards Williams now. I want to see us get another goal at least. Another 2 would be great, actually. I want to try and see what we can do actually out there, because I've not been convinced since we scored those goals. Lozano puts a shot in, but it was a bit all over the place. It's frustrating as well that they score with their 2 shots on target as well. Juan Carlos, that is not very good on your part there. You've had 2 jobs to do essentially all game, and you failed both of them. They've just put through a fantastic ball to their man, who puts a... Oh my goodness. So their bloke chipped our goalkeeper, who hit the crossbar, and then their other man put it into the side netting from, like, it should have been a goal really for them, and their free kick there went over the bar. We're hanging on. I say we're hanging on. We've dominated this game, I've got to say. Dominated it. They've just been very lucky with the chances they've got, I think. Still, that does show that our defence is a bit shaky, I've got to say. We're letting them have 2 easy opportunities, I suppose, and they could get another one now. How have they done that? I was laughing at 3-0 up. I was actually laughing, thinking this is easy. We're going to do so well this year. And what have we done? We've thrown a 3-0 lead away. I'm actually really cross with this. This is not how we wanted the new season to start. I don't understand it as well. Like, we just... Lozano's been put through. Come on. I just don't understand it. Like, how are we so rubbish on camera? That's the issue. We seem to do all right when we're not on camera. And then the camera comes on and no one likes to play. And I thought this new team might do. But clearly... absolute bottle jobs, all of them. And there we go, 3-3. Awful, awful result. Aggressively, that was not good enough. No excuses. Johannesson is demotivated by that. Well, you'll be demotivated when you don't start the next few games. Oh, that has really annoyed me. That has actually really, really annoyed me. Diarra only out for 5 to 6 days. He was the best player on the pitch, of course, out there. He was really, really good until he got injured. Well, not the start we wanted, but at least it wasn't a loss, which I'm trying to look for the positives, but... there aren't really many to take from that. I think next episode then we're going to play Logroñés and Las Palmas, both new sides to this league. So I think Logroñés and Las Palmas will be next episode. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it and hope you like our new signings. Let me know in the comment section who you like the most. Make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time for some more Real Deal.